this is just one of the types of fields that we've got. This is an agricultural wet soil managed field that we have access to water, so we can put water on it when we want to. As you go down our property to the south, you get into some areas that are dished and there are actual ponds. And if we can keep the invasive aquatics out of them, then they'll grow some good submergent and emergent aquatic vegetation. Then when you go on down to the deep marsh, it's almost all emergent vegetation, and there's a lot of it that produces seeds. So starting up here, we've got 3 different types of habitat, and the different birds will use different types of habitat as a favored area. So the first thing we get in here, of course, we've got the mottle ducks. They're here all year long. They don't mate for life, but they do pretty good around here. They're stable right now, but they've had some difficult times. They killed thousands and thousands of them back in the 60s and 70s with aldrin and dieldrin and other herbicides and pesticides that were deadly. But they're stable. They're here year round, and they'll eat anything. They'll eat fish. They'll eat crawfish, rice, invertebrates. They'll eat anything. They're very adaptable. Then whistling ducks. There's black-belly and fulvous whistling ducks. They come here to breed for the most part, and there are just tens of thousands of the black-belly whistling ducks now. We got a huge population that stays around here, and a gigantic population over on the wildlife refuge. You can see them year round. In the 70s and 80s, you never saw one. It was all fulvous whistling ducks. Fulvous, they're interesting little ducks, but we think that they were pushed away by the black-belly whistling ducks. Same habitat, same habits. You just don't see too many of them. They see them right before as they're coming through, right before they go south, and coming back through, you'll see them. Blue-winged teal, our most dependable duck. It's always here in September, and it's in migration. They'll be at their biggest numbers in September, usually about the middle of September. And by the middle of November, typically, most of them have already gone further south. They'll go all the way down to Nicaragua, and some get all the way down to South America. But they love to eat the rice. It's quick and easy. Everybody's reflooding their rice fields, and it's just a real easy, available food source for them. They will also eat anything else, and when they come back through here, there's no rice left. They come back through here right about now, and they'll gang up. They're the first ones through here in the fall, and the last ones out of here in the spring. And their reproduction has been good. They've been on an increase for years and years. But they'll eat the same thing these shovelers are eating right now: invertebrates, emergents, submergents, anything. And because we get to capture them in March and April, and we see the kind of condition they're in, they're still good shape. When they go back and nest, they're in good shape coming out of here. we've always tried to flood as much as we possibly could. So it doesn't do any good just to flood it if it's fallow. So you've got to work all that property. You got to do something to it. And for the most part, we'll do a lot of rolling, an occasional disking. If we've got too much of the wrong stuff in a field, we'll disc it down light and maybe even mow it and burn it. But we'll get it down. All these fields are down where you can see water. And I left mine a little sticky like this for 2 or 3 different reasons for that. Is it slows those birds down getting away from you. If they're dead, it stops them. They won't get way the heck down the field. They'll just drift a little ways and stop, and it's not near as much work for the dog. And if you look where they're feeding, it's going to be fields just like this. Look like the geese have been in there and had their way with it. We need that water clear too. This water right here is a little bit off color. But this water behind us, we didn't do as much stirring up back here, and we've still got nages growing back there just by the giant wads. We thought we were going to lose it after that freeze, but we've still got it, and the birds are still using it, although not as much as they were.